Hello everyone, and welcome to Tales of Ioybos Beginnings. This is a mini-series where we introduce brand new characters to the world of Ioybos, our Dungeons & Dragons settings. Today, we are introducing another beloved character from our main campaign. His name is D.I.R.K, played by my stepfather. So, D.I.R.K, do you want to introduce who D.I.R.K is?
Yes. So D.I.R.K is an acronym or short name for Dalnick Imrig of Regis Crimcroll, which is a name and region in one. And he was born and raised in the craggy rock town of Regis Crimcroll, which is also a mountain range. He is a stout halfling. Mm-hmm. And was raised by Sori and Vestri, who were dwarves, meaning their names meaning the southern and western from the old world mythology of the four dwarf gods and the four winds.
Beautiful. I love it.
So the way he was raised and born was he was raised as a dwarf. Mm-hmm. He knew and knows nothing but being a dwarf. He is a stout halfling, but he is a short staff halfling, mm-hmm. So he looks like he belongs with the group that he's with. So Nobody ever questioned why is he a stout halfling being raised by dwarves. And that's, I mean, he was, what else do we have here? He was never told mm-hmm. that he was a halfling. He was always raised and taught that he was a dwarf.
Which is the reason why he felt so comfortable living where he did.
Right. Even though he had some odd features, everybody accepted him as such because he also was adamant about how and who he was.
Right. Proud.
But not only was he raised as a dwarf, but also was raised in the knowledge of the deity of his family and all of his dwarven brethren, which was at the time Hanseath, the bearded one. Mm-hmm. So, given his stoutness as well, he was given to strength abilities and the propensity to just dive headlong into whatever
very headstrong.
Was in front of him. He wasn't always the most intelligent and smartest character, but the easiest way to describe him is he is a very complicated, simple character.
Okay, yeah, no, I completely agree with that. And we're kind of going to dive a little further into the reason why he's a complicated, simple individual. So yeah, after years of growing up within Crimcroll, over the years you have heard talks of the Military Academy of Dwarves.
Yes, also known as MAD.
Yes, MAD. You have heard stories of a famous dwarf named Leognaf. He's very well known through the dwarven world. He helped establish the military academy of dwarves, and has kind of brought D.I.R.K to the forefront of joining the academy. There was a simple test that you needed to provide in order to gain entry into the military academy. And at this point, D.I.R.K, you're around 18 years old, mm-hmm. entering into the academy. This is maybe a month after the initial exam. You are now going through physical training to make sure everyone in the academy is up to standard. After the first month, you've gained two close friends. Joe Granak, who is a male dwarf. He has blonde braided hair, a nice thick beard, as majority of you do, with brown eyes. You have also made a friend named Achal, Achal, Kalgan. You know Achal because of your smithing influence. Achal, specializes in smithing small, bearings for, him and his father create bearings for multiple people around the city. So you three kind of have created a small group within your little, I don't want to call it battalion, but a small group of individuals who are going into the academy. And the second month, you guys are being tested on your ability to run long distances. You guys wake up early in the morning, prepare yourselves for a day of training, and at this point are standing on a line, like a dirt road, very elongated. You can see that the road has cleared out. It looks like it's a running track of some sort. You can see multiple of instructors on the right side of you. Looks like they're holding some type of boards and papers, marking down what you can assume are different times. And the three of you are ready to try and see where your standard is. So if we can have you roll, we're going to have you roll a... We'll roll an athletics check for you.
Okay. And what is the distance that we will be running?
So 500 meters.
Thank you. $19.
19. All right, yeah. So as soon as you hear, it sounds like a loud gong. The three of you begin to dash forward. You can see as you pass Joe in your peripheral, you're able to dash far faster than he is. Akel kind of keeps up with you for about a good 30 to 35 seconds, but you can see as you kind of push forward, you pass the marker, and they mark you down at 95 seconds. About 10 seconds behind you is Akal, and about 25 seconds behind you is Joe. You can see as they kind of come by and kind of keep their hands up in the air, just, whoo, oh my god.
Yeah, of course, Joe being third, being the pudgy one.
Yeah. You guys kind of take a breath for a little bit, and you can hear in the distance, like, all right, we have the benchmark, time to run it again, let's go. Everyone kind of resets again. Roll me another athletics check.
4.
Ooh. Oof.
I'm a one and done kind of guy.
Yeah. So you hear the gong once again. The three of you run at a steady pace, but you are quickly realizing that you've used a lot of your energy in that first burst. You can see as Joe and Akal kind of push forward in front of you for about a second. As you see Joe begin to just slow in his tracks, you kind of do like a steady jog right past him. You can see as Akal just continues forward. Akal marks down at 100 seconds. You come in at 135 seconds. And Joe didn't finish this round. You can hear as the instructors are kind of berating him, just being like, come on, get up, it's better than this, come on. You look back and Joe is just in so much pain trying to get through. The remainder of the afternoon kind of continues the same. They are forcing you and trying to get you to get used to running quickly in a short distance.
Running's stupid.
He says the cow is just like, I agree. This sucks. The morning continues the same until you guys break for lunch. The mess hall is a very large area where there are multiple dwarves of all sorts. You can see that there are individuals that come from outside of Krimkul. You hear a lot of stories from people from the Kingdom of Duran, as well as some dwarves who have transferred from the city of Silverhook. As of right now, you're sitting down with your two friends. You guys have a large plate of bangers and mash. What would you like to do?
I'd like to eat more.
Okay, so you're just gonna finish your plate and try to grab another?
Absolutely.
All right. So you
if
finish.
It's allowed.
You finish your plate and you go up to the serving area. You can see that there are multiple dwarves behind like wooden areas, kind of being begrudgingly throwing down food.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that it's more of an automated look to them. They've just kind of found a groove, and whatever's right in front of them keeps throwing it down. You can see a black bearded dwarf, his hair pulled back, throwing down the mashed potatoes. Grabs a scoop, looks down, looks up at you, and is like, "Didn't you just eat?"
I did. My plate is empty.
Dirk, we're only doing this for you once today.
Okay.
Begrudgingly throws it down. You can see as he kind of goes, "Just do it this one time for him." As you continue down, you can see as the individuals are kind of glaring at you as they're placing the food down. As you continue down, you grab the rest of your plate. It's now with assorted onions, mashed potatoes, sausages. There is what you can see is a dessert section of basic pastries to your left. Normally, it's one per person, but again, begrudgingly, a dessert is placed in front of you.
There we go.
If we see you in line again, please don't let us see you in line again. As you turn around, you can see that there's a lot of annoyed dwarves looking in your direction.
And I don't care.
All right.
I will just look right past them as if they don't exist. Because I am filling my belly as I see fit.
I love it. Yeah. All right. Yeah. As you continue forward, you vaguely hear people kind of making remarks to you, but as you said, no mind to yourself. You continue forward and sit down again once more with Joe and Akal. That was bold.
Indeed. But now, I must walk through them again. I forgot my flagon of ale.
You could see as Joe and Akal just look at each other, and they're like, "Let's at least walk with you." They kind of stand up, kind of on each side of you, and you guys continue back up to the front. You can see as they're kind of taking the brunt of a lot of remarks for you as you walk towards the benched off area. You can see as the dwarves behind the bar are kind of tapping their shoulders with their arms crossed.
More ale, please. I have a second plate that must be washed down. And I only say please out of respect.
You can see as the dwarf that gave you the dessert just kind of does not make a word, but just shakes their head.
Okay.
Just standing still, nothing.
And do I see any ale behind him or
Nope.
to the side? I don't see any ale anywhere.
Not behind them.
So where is the ale, I ask?
No response.
All right. I'm going to walk back and go find it.
Okay. Okay.
Hanseath,
As
the bearded one, would appreciate that you must have your ale with your food.
As you walk past the dwarves, you can see that they're not stopping you, but they're not happy. As you continue going towards the back, you push towards the back, and in the back area, you can see that's like assorted, shelved food. You can see a lot of potatoes, a lot of crates that are marked with various meats.
Very disappointing.
Yeah. But you do not see any barrels carrying any type of ale in the back.
Well, I'll go sit and finish my food. Begrudgingly, because there is no ale to wash it down.
Yep. So as you continue to walk out, you then hear in the far corner those individuals who have transferred from Silverhook. You can see as one comes through the door, rolling a large barrel through.
Ooh.
Being like, I got it! It's time to finally eat! You see as he begins rolling the barrel to that specific corner, they pop open the little nozzle in the middle, and it's like a makeshift kind of... it's kind of like one of those keg dispensers, like right on top. You can see as one of the doors kind of like lifts it with some help, and you can see that they begin to pour mugs for everyone that's kind of in that corner. You hear the mess hall become enraged. The individuals from Duran, you can hear... We believed unity was one where all of us could drink. Why do the prissy boys get to have theirs? You begin to hear everyone else in the mess hall begin to become enraged. You see a lot of the dwarves behind the bar kind of whispering to each other, trying to figure out what their next move should be. You see as Joe and Akal are kind of like becoming a little scattered. They're like, oh God, what do we do? What do we do? What are you doing?
I'm going to go and get me some ale.
Okay. So...
That was my original intent.
Yep.
And I see the ale. I have no care of who it may or may not belong to.
All right. So as you make your way towards this corner, you can see that there are about maybe 12, 13 of the transfers. How would you like to go about getting a drink?
I just walk up to their tap and start pouring myself some beer.
Okay, I would like you to roll me a dexterity.
19.
All right, yeah. So as you make your way forward, you can see that they are very much too distracted to really care about anything in the world right now. You can see as they just begin to pour mug after mug. They see your arm come up, and they grab the cup, pour you a drink. You see, hey, oh! You see as they begin to start drinking as much as they can. At this point, Joe and Akal kind of come up right behind you as well and attempt to place their mugs right where you were. As they kind of bring their arms forward, you can see as they look down, and the dwarf holding the barrel lifts straight up. You're like, what exactly do you two think you're doing? This is ale from Silverhook. It doesn't need to be dispersed to anyone else. You see as Joe kind of looks at you for a second and is like, you just served him. They all kind of look at you, and you hear a like, egad. I need you to roll me a strength saving throw.
13.
All right, versus 18. You see as one of the guys goes forward and grabs your cup, ripping it from your hand. It's being like, this was for us, not for you. If you want your ale, go get it yourself.
This does not please me.
No, it does not.
So I will basically don't reach for my cup. But since I've already had a taste, I can tell him that I've already had some. Therefore, it is not just yours. I have consumed it. And then I go to knock the cup out of his hand so that he doesn't get to keep what's left.
Okay, roll me a persuasion check.
Persuasion.
Yep.
Same D20?
Yeah, D20 and then add the persuasion modifier. It should be in your center, your actions. So the big one? The big section?
Yeah, I got it. Right here. 1.
Oof. Yeah, so as you begin to move your hand forward, you can see as he kind of retracts for a second, looks at you, and skulls it just right in front of you.
Okay.
You see as Joe and Akal kind of like put their hands to their face. That wasn't a smart move. You can see as the two of them kind of go forward, and they're like, what are you going to do about it?
I like this chair. It's a very sturdy chair. This chair will not be used for sitting. This chair will belong on his head.
Okay. Roll me a strength.
15 and 2 is 17.
Plus the assistance from your two friends is going to be 24. So, as you place your hand on the chair, you see as Joe and Akal both do the exact same thing. Turn to their side, grab a chair. All three of you. The three of you guys hit different individuals, and this causes chaos in the mess hall. Food's being flung left and right. Chairs are being tossed. The barrel explodes after a tussle. This goes on for maybe 2 or 3 minutes, just nonstop brawling back and forth.
Good times.
You all stop as soon as you hear the mess doors slam open. You see as a very broad dwarf walks through. Is a female with long, dark brown hair. She's wearing studded leather armor. She has a warhammer on her back. This is Tara Dom Or. She is the director of the Mad Academy. And the mess hall becomes silent the second she steps through. You understand her power within Mad. Her reputation.
Yes, TDO is quite the woman.
Yes. Steps forward, looks at everyone, looks into the corner, and says, all of you, out.
All right. And I leave immediately.
You all make your way right outside the mess hall. As soon as you guys exit, you see that there are 6 guards waiting for you. You all step out. Those who were involved in whatever childish game was being held will come with us individually for your punishments. You see as each one of them takes you guys the disciplinary actions at MAD have known to be slightly unethical. But you are taken by one of the guards willingly. You understand what had happened. And they take you into the larger... It's like a domed building. You know this as like the administrative building. This is where a lot of people go for disciplinary action or for new transfers, etc., etc. As you enter through the doors, you see that it's very much like a library. There's the central desk clerk, and the domed area around are different doors that you enter. You can see that there are about 12 or so doors on the exterior. There is one door immediately behind the central desk, where the top of it says disciplinary. You await on the side as each one of your colleagues go through. And it takes about roughly an hour or so before you're called through.
Aye.
As you go through the back door, you enter and you see a simple desk right in front of you with a chair. On the opposite side is a much larger desk with a older dwarf who has long braided silver hair. You can see as he is kind of twiddling what looks like a silver crystal in his right hand. He says, "Oh, please, take a seat."
I'll stand if you don't mind.
It's perfectly fine with me. So it is my understanding that you and your colleagues have caused quite a ruckus in the mess hall today.
I wouldn't say I caused it.
Did you partake in this activity?
I was following one of the tenets of Hasith, the bearded one. Therefore, it's not a problem, I don't think.
True as that may be in terms of living our lives as dwarves, there needs to be a semblance of order of things.
Yes, and I ordered some ale.
You see as he kind of chuckles for a second. He says, "My favorite thing about youth is your... how should I say? Your ignorance to the real world." The simple-minded are easily influenced. And I feel as though your punishment needs to be vastly different than your colleagues are. And I feel I may know the perfect condition for you. What type of schooling have you had?
Say what?
This may make it easier for me. You see as he kind of lifts his hand, and you can see the crystal is kind of floating right above his palm. You see as the crystal rises, and he kind of pushes it forward a little bit. He says, "D.I.R.K, look at the crystal. Think of the crystal. Think of what you love most in the world. Do you understand how happy that makes you feel?"
Indeed.
Hold on to that thought. And you can see a bright, blinding light. And as you try to refocus your eyes, the crystal is no longer in front of you. But you can see as he is fiddling the crystal between his fingers, Nothing magical, but he's kind of just moving it about. Says, I think your personality would be interesting here at MAD. Therefore, your punishment is not normal, one would say. But I will say this, D.I.R.K. Be careful of what you see. Be careful of whom you familiar yourself with. Because it may hurt you or someone near you.
No.
But this is something that you will carry for a very long time.
And I just have a confused look on my face.
Yeah. Let us see where this goes. And if you have any questions, you can come back to me when you feel the need to. But if you have no recollection of what may occur, then this may be a far greater punishment than you can think of. I'm sorry, I may be boring you. Your punishment, let's say, is to move the lumber from the lumberyard down to the mess hall for the next week, shall we?
We shall.
Perfect. I'll have it in writing and make sure that your supervisors know what needs to be done. You're free to go. I would recommend going back to the mess hall and saying hello to your companions.
Okay.
All right. Have a good day, D.I.R.K. See as he kind of goes back to his writing as you leave out. You exit out of the mess hall, or out of the administration building, and make your way to the mess hall. And you can see that there's a lot of commotion happening inside. You can infer that it's more than likely all the dwarves cleaning up the mess hall after being scared to death by Tara.
Yes.
The rest of the afternoon, you report to the black bearded dwarf. His name is Fandel. Fandell. He kind of looks at you. He's just like, all right. Well, thankfully, there's at least some help for us today. But D.I.R.K, we're gonna have to grab each pair of. It's like a wrapped individual pieces of wood that have been already cut by an axe.
Mm-hmm.
You guys continue going back and forth. It's a good 3 hours or so of moving wood back into the back of the mess hall.
Mm-hmm.
You guys talk a little bit. You find out that Fendal has been working at the academy for about 5 or 6 years after he was discharged from the King's Guard. He kind of goes a little bit about how he was with a smaller group of individuals and his battalion was overrun by invaders, which is the reason why he had moved to Crimkle to get away from the harsh life and wants to bring in a new generation of soldiers.
Mm. And I'm enthralled with his stories, but also I guess that he would not want to be near the mayhem.
Yeah, he
So enthralled and angry at the same time.
Right. Yeah, he explains a little further that his reasoning for joining in the first place was for his family. He wanted to protect those close to him, but in doing so was not able to be there when they needed him most. Which is why he regrets being there in the first place.
To each their own.
Agreed. The night continues on as you guys talk a little bit more. But now it's time for you guys to go to bed. You make way to your quarters, where you see Joe and Akal getting ready for bed. You can see that they're physically exhausted as well. Joe was set to assist in cleaning out the stables for the small mounts that you all own. While Akal was sent to the smith to assist in cleaning all the available armor and weaponry that you guys have. You can see that everyone's very exhausted and kind of mentally prepare yourselves for the next morning.
Okay. And I just look and kind of chuckle a little bit because we have the Shit Shine show. Yeah. And I got to play with wood all day. That's the type of mentality that I have.
Yeah. No, it's comforting for them as you guys kind of talk a little bit before you guys go to sleep. You guys fall asleep, and this kind of repeats over the next few weeks. Various physical challenges, either push-ups, sit-ups, a lot of physical training is done for all of you guys. After the few weeks have settled, you all are kind of at this peak physical condition, where all of you can, do the 500-meter dash in like right under 90 seconds. You guys are quick. You guys are agile. You guys are essentially battle ready.
And running still sucks.
Yeah. But today is your final physical test before being transferred out to different areas around the country. You all wake up early in the morning and are presented with the same area where it's a very elongated running track. However, on this running track now, there are multiple obstacles. A high wall at the very end. There are different monkey bars. There are various, what you can see is like divots throughout the running track. It's a very elongated physical training course. It's you, Joe, Akal, as well as a handful of the other students. You guys go in different rotations based on the group that you've been placed in. The first 5 groups attempt the physical obstacle, but those 5 groups, so it's a total of 15 individuals, have not passed. You get 3 strikes during the physical obstacle, and if you get 3 strikes, then you do not complete it. In order to again attempt the obstacle, you need to go another month of physical training before you can attempt again. Okay. So this is yours, Joe, and Akal's first attempt at this training.
And all 3 of us as one group?
Yes.
Okay. And previously, the 5 groups that went before us, how observant was I able to be of watching them on the different obstacles?
Roll me 2 perception checks.
7. 9.
Yeah, so you were not very attentive. You're kind of off in your own world. You can see a couple of stragglers, but yeah, nothing that you can really perceive and retain the information of.
Okay.
But as you guys are getting ready, there's no, there is a time limit, but it's not like a time intensive course. It's more trying to see if you can physically get through this section.
Got it.
So it's separated into 3 separate rows, and you can see that each row has the obstacle is placed in different sections. Mm-hmm. So same obstacles, but different orientation.
Okay.
Roll me an athletics check.
10.
10, 15. All right, so you can see as the 3 of you begin to make your way forward Your first obstacle is it's like a large hole that you have to jump into, and it's filled with, which is like mucky water. As you fall into it, you feel as though it's like a semi-adhesive liquid as you're inside of it. So you're still able to swim through it, but it's very difficult. You're able to make your way through and climb yourself out, as you can see Joe and Akal in the middle of their second obstacle. As you come out, you see what seems as though there are 3 or 4 like rotating swordsmen. Like they're kind of like made out of wood, but the idea is for you to knock these off either with a tackle or any means to knock these things down.
Yes.
How would you like to do that?
Run right through it.
All right. Roll me a strength check.
That would be 17.
17, yeah. Easily. You're able to just barge through with your shoulders. Just poof, poof, poof. You knock down all 3 as you are presented with what seems like a medium wall. It's very flat on one side. How would you like to...
What is the wall made of? Wood? Stone?
Yeah,
hay bales?
so it looks like on your side, it looks like wood.
And do I have any weapons with me by chance? Or is it just strictly...
It's just physical.
Okay.
Just your body.
Do I have any armor on, or is it just me?
You all have like basic leather armor. Like nothing that's like hardcore, but just enough.
And the wall is smooth?
Yes.
All right. So I will back up, and I'm going to try and run through it.
All right. Roll me a strength check.
14.
14. All right. Yeah. So you kind of take like one of those. It's not called a crow hop, but like you kind of bounce back a little bit, getting ready. Kind of rush forward with your head. Cracks open, and you begin to rush forward. As you're looking down and rushing head first, you can see as though there's a shadow that comes like right above you, and you kind of stop in your tracks. You look up and you can see that it's a like ascending monkey bars. Roll me a.
And how high?
So
they're on top of where the wall was. Okay.
No, not on top of the wall. You can see that like as you're running forward. The bars kind of like go right over your head. Okay. So like you rush forward and you can see like the shadow.
Got it.
Roll me a strength.
14 plus 2 is 16.
16. All right, yeah. So you're easily able to jump up and begin to do these ascending monkey bars. Which, by the way, that would suck.
Yes, indeed.
But as you reach the apex of the monkey bars, you kind of tilt to your left and your right, and you can see as Joe and Akal are beginning to fall behind you. You can see that they're kind of they're having a hard time with their obstacles. As you reach the apex, it kind of levels out to a kind of like a landing. While on this landing, you can see that there are different arrows. There's like a basket of arrows and a bow, as well as a post that is ready for you. Looking ahead, you can see that there is like a target out in the distance, about 40-45 feet away. The idea is for you to shoot said arrow with a rope and tie it to the post.
Okay.
So I need you to roll me a dexterity.
10 plus 2 is 12.
12, okay. So you release your arrow, and it becomes right at the bottom of the target, but it does pierce it. You wrap the rope securely around the post. How would you like to cross this rope?
So there's an area underneath, correct?
Yeah, so like you guys
so
are...
I have to use the rope to get across the crevasse.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Are my friends with me? Are they getting ready to go as well, or are they still behind?
No, they're still behind you.
My first inkling is to wait for my friends because I may need them later.
Okay. That's what you want to do? We can do that. Okay, so you see as Joe is having a hard time with this obstacle of... it's similar to the 3 mannequins that you dealt with. He's having a hard time like tackling these things down. But you can see as a call kind of makes his way to this landing as well. You can see he's like very much out of breath. He's like, oh my god, this sucks. Oh my god. You both kind of wait a little longer for Joe, and you can see that there's a couple of people in the distance who are watching you, kind of just keeping an eye on exactly what you guys are doing. You can hear one of the failed dwarves being like, "What the hell are you waiting for? That was an individual test. This is bullshit." You see as Joe finally makes it to the landing, he's just like, my god! This is fun, but also infuriating. You see as a call kind of gets to him and just like, okay, what? They look at the rope. They're just like, oh my god, this is... How do you think we're going to get through this?
So there's 2 ways.
Mm-hmm.
There's the slower way, but you're more guaranteed to get across the side. Mm-hmm. Or there's the speed way, which... It's a little more dangerous. You could fall. I'm going for speed. See you guys.
All right.
Let's go.
As you're talking, Joe kind of goes like, I have an idea. You see as Joe like snaps his fingers and a call begins to like step, and you can see as he steps like a faint glow is around his foot. You seeing this have a strange compulsion. Roll a d20.
Mm-hmm. 15.
Your mind begins to go a little askew. You don't understand what's happening, and it hurts.
Very much so.
You see as the call kind of just like, oh, okay, all right, I know what I gotta do. You see as he rushes forward, you're going to quickly go through the rope.
I'm going to do the fast, which is I'm on top of the rope with 1 foot straddled, 1 leg down.
Yeah,
but I'm not underneath. I'm on top.
Oh.
That's the fast way. The slow way is when you cross both legs and you hang down and you just pull yourself down. That's the slow way. Fast way is when you come up on top. You have 1 leg straight down, 1 leg, 1 foot basically hooked on it, and then you're just going straight down.
All right, roll me an
head first
acrobatics check.
Ooh. +2 is 7.
7. Okay. So as you begin to quickly go, you begin to like feel that you are too unbalanced on one side. You begin to tip over, but you can see as a call is like holding on to the rope, right? So he's underneath, holding on to the rope. As you can see him stepping, he kind of like holds you up as you're tilting just enough to kind of keep you balanced. So as you're kind of quickly going about, he's keeping you balanced by like shoving you on each side. Okay. While at the same time, you see as Joe, in a similar fashion as you, quickly goes forward. You all end up at this last landing where there are moving contraptions. So very similar to like the Hercules scene, where there's just hammers going back and forth. There's spikes coming up. Yep. So this is a multi-tiered final area where majority of people do not complete, whether it's due to injury, not fatality, but it's definitely painful. So I need you to roll me both an athletics and a dexterity throw.
Got it. Dexterity is a 4. Athletics is a 13.
Okay, so with the combined efforts of all 3 of you guys, you are able to slowly conquer this elongated section. Whether with helping each other, throw each other, doing different physical feats, using each other as a complete unit. The 3 of you come out of this thing with some marks due to the spikes.
Sure.
But the three of you, place your foot on the landing as three of the instructors are waiting for you, looking down at you, beginning to clap. You can hear as multiple people are shouting, excited, as well as a handful of other words being like, boo! But for the most part, a lot of people are very, very excited to see the first of the new generation place their foot in completing this physical training course. The three instructors look at you, shake your hands, and turn to their right. Towards your left, you can see Tara, kind of standing there with her arms crossed, with a smile on her face, looking at you. You can see as she exclaims, "We have our first three who have completed the physical training course. We look forward to more of you completing and joining the ranks of our graduates. As of now, the three of you go to your quarters, enjoy your victory. For the next few years are going to be life-changing for you. This will bring honor to dwarves all around the world. Go. Prepare for tonight, for we shall celebrate those who conquer this training ground." You see as she sits on a chair right behind her. It's a, dark wood, red backing chair. You can see right above her is a symbol with a glass of ale with some head kind of brushing out of it. You know that it's the symbol of...
that is Hansi.
Of Hansi, yep. The three of you go to your quarters and kind of relax a little bit after the physical exertion, kind of laughing, celebrating amongst yourselves, just being like, whew, worth it, totally worth it. Kind of look at you and, Dirk, what are we going to do? What do you want to do after we leave this place?
Well, I figured we would go out and fight, have fun, make our gold, get our gold, take the gold.
You hear us both and go like, ah, yeah! The way life should be. You guys relax for a little while and begin to clean yourselves up a little bit. You prepare your nice clothes that were provided to you once you entered your quarters. You all enter through the mess hall. It's around 6 o'clock in the afternoon at this point. In the mess hall, you can see that there's a long table originally for the many graduates.
First dinner.
But you can see that the chairs are not to be seen on the table. Instead, towards the back, there is a smaller table with 3 seats. You can see that there are 3 different goblets, as well as a celebratory table runner in the center.
Okay.
You walk through, you can see one of the guards there, looks at you, it's like, you guys are here? You can take your seats down at the table. Joe and Call kind of look around and is like, where is everyone else? Guard looks at you and is like, well, it looks like you were the only 3. You can see as Tara comes through with the three advisors who congratulated you. You can see as they take their seats on opposite sides of... they're on two different tables on opposite sides where your guys' table is at. She looks at you and says, "Please, take a seat and let us celebrate. The three of you have proven that you have what it takes to get through some of the hardest physical obstacles that we can offer here. This feast," she looks to the right, "on the table where there's just food and drink, there's wine, multitude of things. This is your prize. This is all for you three. Take this night and celebrate, because you three will not be with each other long." You see as Joe and Akal, they're kind of like excited, and as they hear this kind of a somber look for a second. This is just the first step in MAD. The next few years will test you. You will all travel across the world. You will all learn new and exciting things, but not with each other. The connections that you make through the world will matter far more than staying with a small group of individuals like yourselves. This is a way that we all grow. This is the reason why MAD has grown to be a viable asset to various kingdoms around the world. You are now, and will forever be, part of something bigger. You see as she brings out three separate small boxes. They look like Purple Heart. She places it individually in front of the chairs for you guys. "Please, enjoy your feast. We will eat amongst you. There are gifts in these boxes. It is an ornate gift. Something that will prove to be very useful for you in the future. If you ever need a hand, if you ever need resources, this will be a calling card for those who have gone through the trials and are now out in the world. You may encounter those who are still in their training, or you may encounter those who are established and well known. Regardless of the fact, it will be one of the most cherished items for you, for it is of us." She kind of sits back, and you can see as everyone begins to grab their plates, just packs food on all of their dishes. You see as Joe and Akal take their seats. They're both on the left and the right. What would you like to do?
I'm still slightly confused with the gift because it is of them. So I'm wondering, is it hair? Is it skin? Is it... I don't know. I'm just confused and staring at it the whole time.
Okay. You see as Joe and Akal open theirs, they get very excited for a second. They lift it up, and it's a very dark gold ring. You can see as they kind of hold it, they kind of talk to each other for a little bit. They're like, "D.I.R.K, look!"
Okay. So then I go to open mine, and I look at it.
You can see it's a large crest. It's a ring, gold ring, large crest. Has MAD on the ring. On the outside of the ring it has this very very smooth, like, wave design all around it.
All right. So I put it on to see if it fits.
It fits perfectly on your finger.
Awesome. I then punch Joe and Akal in the shoulders very briskly and very harshly.
Yep.
And you can then see I've indented the crest on their arm. And I look at them. Now you have been damned.
You can see as both of them laugh. You hear a lot of chuckle coming from both sides. You see them like, dude, this would be an awesome tattoo. Oh my god, let's totally get one. We could be the damned. Kind of goes back and forth for a little while. You guys continue to celebrate. The evening continues with laughter, with cheer, excitement. You guys drink the night away. You all then go to your quarters as Taro walks with you, the three of you. She just says, it's been my pleasure to watch over you all. Just remember what I told you tonight. Things will be different for you, but beneficial in the long run. Make sure that you are prepared to leave tomorrow. Because tomorrow, the three of you will be going in different directions, discovering new places, new faces. It's going to be adventurous for you all. She kind of takes a step back as you guys continue to your quarters. She goes away. The three of you make it to your quarters as you see Joe and Akal slowly packing their stuff. You hear as Joe kind of mutters to himself a little bit, just adventure, gold. There's a lot out there. I'm excited. I am. I'm really excited. I think it'll be fun. Just think of the gold and the combat we can find. It's gonna be different. See as he continues packing through. Alcala kind of just nods his head. He doesn't say too much though. What would you like to do?
I'm doing as I was instructed, and I pack up, and I'm ready to go.
All right.
I'm pretty sure I did a really sloppy job of packing.
Yeah.
Given that I probably won't even find the bed tonight.
Right. The next morning comes, and the three of you are presented with different scrolls. You all open your scrolls and find out where it is you guys are traveling off to. Joe is traveling to Sylvanrask, a continent just east of you?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. Southeast. You see as Akal is going to Zicanio for his studies. You, Dirk, you're going to Duran to study amongst the King's Guard.
Good music.
Everyone kind of smiles and chuckles for a little bit. Things are going to be different. I didn't realize how different. You can hear a comment. Dirk, take care of yourself. You see as he kind of half strength kind of knocks you on the shoulder. See as he walks with one of the advisors outside. Joe looks at you just... I'll remember you, Dirk.
Yeah, you will.
See as he also knocks your shoulder. Walks forward, walks out. What are you doing?
I just look at him. I go, pansies. And I head in the direction that I need to head towards Duran.
Yep. So as you exit, an advisor walks you to a carriage that's just right outside of the academy.
Was it the Silverbeard, or is it a different advisor?
No, it's a different advisor.
Okay.
Yeah. You do not see the Silverbeard individual. You enter the carriage that is set for you and make your way towards the Kingdom of D.I.R.K. It takes a few days to get there by carriage. But as you enter through D.I.R.K, it is magnificent. It is unlike any place you've ever seen in your entire life. It is bountiful. It is beautiful. There are gold trimmings everywhere within the city. Townsfolk are happy. As you are left at the entrance of the castle of D.I.R.K, you exit. There's a large bridge going over a moat. As you see two individuals standing waiting for you. You can see that they're well clothed. One is in a gold and red robe, as the other is a large human. You can see he's in heavy armor, holding a great sword, clean-shaven face, looks towards you, says, welcome. You must be the transfer from, what was it, Krimkul, correct?
You could say that, yes.
Well, welcome, my young dwarf friend. If you follow me to the Citadel, we will introduce you to this section's Mad Academy. You guys continue into the castle.
Okay.
Going inside of the castle, you can see very large, tall walls, beautiful ceilings. You enter towards the left, and you can see a larger, like French door area, where on the top it says Mad Academy in beautiful, beautiful writing. Walking through, you can see an open courtyard where you can see different weapons, different types of armor. You see a large area of dwarves and excuse me, different types of dwarves as well. You enter through, and you're welcomed by a blonde-headed dwarf named Alice Grammel. She introduces herself to you and says, welcome. You must be D.I.R.K. We are very excited to have you here. You're going to learn a lot of different things from us. And thanks to the king, perhaps one day you'll be fighting in many wars to help our great king of D.I.R.K. We look forward to drinking with you, celebrating with you. This would be an interesting path for us all. You can see as there are a couple of dwarves fighting in the courtyard, very rustle-tussle, kind of going at it for fun. She kind of opens up a little bit and says, this is your new home for right now? If you'd like to partake, feel free. You can see right past them is multiple barrels. You can see that they're already tapped, like with the tap in it, prepared. Looks like a makeshift, what's it called? Like trough, right underneath it. You can infer that this is for them to for the droplets or anything like that. What would you like to do?
I will basically walk right through the tussling to fill my flagon of ale.
As you begin to fill your cup, you can hear in the distance the laughter and joy coming from the courtyard. You feel happy. You feel a little at ease as you finish filling up your cup. You look down and you can see your ring of mad. Keeping it at the back of your head. You look forward to the next few years working amongst new people and learning new things. The next few years are filled with excitement, dread, various things. You go through a heartache, but this makes you stronger as the years go past. This has made you a reputation amongst your peers. People have heard stories of you throughout the academy and have heard stories of your inability to control yourself amongst magic users.
Mm-hmm.
Due to this, your reputation amongst your peers has become the Mad D.I.R.K, or D.I.R.K the Mad. Depends on who you talk to. This is who you are, D.I.R.K. This is where your path has led you to. And thanks to your time in this section of Mad, the king has called for your assistance.
I shall get some good out of this.
And that's where we're going to end this episode of Tales of Ioybos. Thank you everyone who has watched so far. We'll be back with a new episode relatively soon. Make sure to follow us on bloodhaven.com. And we'll be back with a new episode soon. Thank you.
Thank you.